Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be taking a look at base building and taking a little bit of a tour of our guild base. So the base is really about experimentation more than any practical type build, but I did want to kind of show it off. It's about 4,000, 4,500 wood, somewhere in there to build this. It is all utilizing all three levels of the base. It is a little bit better to build directly on square, or what will happen is you'll not have space for certain supports and whatnot. And like in this situation here, along this wall, I wasn't able to build beyond this. So what I ended up having to do was, I did put these roof tiles on the outside, but ended up having to take them off because anyone with a vehicle could just pop right in the base, which isn't a big deal here on PvE because there's really nothing they could access. But this really wouldn't be something you'd probably want to do on a PvP server. The views around the base are adequate. Because I did this accent around the base here, you see the walkway with the roofing and then the short wall. Really probably wouldn't be very practical. You wouldn't be able to defend your walls very well as far as like your access to doors here. It'd be kind of a little bit of a challenge. But again, this is really just about aesthetics and seeing what could be built and how tall. So we'll go over here and just go to the highest point in the build so I can kind of show you. Like for example, I had to build stairs instead of steps because of the amount of room it would take up. And then I was also limited to where I could build. Now I used these short walls with cutouts to kind of give it that castle kind of look, which is kind of nice. I like the viewpoint from this area right here. So I'm not sure how well this would do in say PvP, because that cliff right there, as it were, is just I mean, you can see into this base so perfectly from there. You could just lob death from over there. Of course, you would also be able to return fire. So it's just kind of interesting the tactical advantages you can have. But here we are, you can see that you would have very little advantage of defending, say, that door entrance right there with this type of build. Although once we get to say stone and steel, we'll probably have a little bit more flexibility. Looking around, you have some really good visuals. I mean, as far as range and distance and everything, you have a really good sight profile here. And I kind of was going to leave these off to just kind of give more of an interior wideness look or feel to it, because you'll notice that, say, like down here, it'll feel a lot more open when it has this kind of non-wall build. Non-wall build. There's no wall here, obviously. And you can see here, when you build to square, you won't have these issues where part of your supports are sticking off the edge. Or, for example, on this next level here, I think I wanted to try to close a little more of this off. But as you can see here, you know, you can't go beyond the support. So I would have to have put down another support right here if I wanted just that extra reach. But this was actually sufficient. It actually worked out well. Same with this center cutout here. You can only build beyond where the support is, and that was totally fine. And this little area here, I couldn't really decide if I wanted to put a ladder, kind of like an adjoining ladder, to join the two, and I just thought, just leave it, and you can just jump across if you want to. And I left this piece here to give it a little bit more of an accent. And these little ramparts that are all the way around the base just gives you access to the whole area. It'd be kind of nice if these walls were just a tad bit shorter, but it's okay. It's all experimenting, and once we get stone and steel, we'll have a little bit more to experiment with. Yeah, I know I kind of have this here. This was actually originally here to keep people from falling when I was doing some of the building. And here's an example of when you don't build on square. I was going to try to put the another support over here and kind of extend this wall. But I just decided not to do it, and I couldn't put the support there for some reason. It was really weird. Not really sure why it wouldn't go, but the base was actually very linear. It started out to here, and it went straight down in a straight line, and I just kind of knocked all that out. So as you can see here, in a PvP situation, you'd have all this cover right above, so you'd have all, you know, just like no line of sight above to attack. So this is why I did it. You should be able to see a really nice profile of it here with the setting sun, the three levels, which really looks kind of cool. You could probably close a lot of this up or it's probably what you'd want to do if you were going with more of a PvP style. So those have always asked about why I don't film on PvP. Well, it's because if I'm out here doing what I'm doing right now, I'll get blown away. Or we'll get the base raided and I couldn't show you weapons and things like that I want to show you. I'm going to experiment with some of these sandbags too. They do a really good job of blocking the NPCs. You can kind of funnel them through these punjies as well. So I'll just kind of maybe experiment with that a little bit. But so it's going to be a lot of wood, a lot of nails if you want to build something like this. You can kind of experiment with it on PvE. It just gives you a little bit more flexibility without your base being raided. Now, if you guys want to see what it kind of looks like from up here on this cliff, if you were an attacking player, I'll give you a look at it. But working together with my guildmates, they were a big help in getting all the wood and materials that I needed. So we'll just go right up here, and you can kind of look in, see a little bit more of the base here. Makes for great screenshots. Pretty picturesque. Very nice. And I do like the lighting that they've done in the game. It's really impressive what they've been able to do with the lighting. And that's a quick look at this 3-story base. We're on server 14. If you guys want to just stop by and take a look, it's the base at position G3 right next to, not too far from the dam. There's some cabins right up there on the hill. And then there's the Badwater Canyon Clinic right now on the back if you just want to swing by it. Just kind of take a look at it. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate all your support, likes, and shares of the videos and getting it out there in the community on your Twitter and your other social platforms. I appreciate all you guys do to help the channel. I'd love to see images of your base or even videos that you have done, so be sure to include those in the comments section below. And, of course, click on that right watermark so you'll be subscribed to the channel.